Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of rslash Tifu. In today's episode, Tifu by giving an homeless girl my room at an hotel. Tifu by trusting a dentist. Tifu by possibly getting my 5th grade teacher fired. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Tifu by giving an homeless girl my room at an hotel. Over the weekend I was staying at a popular UK chain hotel, and thought I was going to be there until Sunday night. Well, 1 p.m. comes and I get back to the hotel early from having lunch, and it turns out that they have a strict checkout time of 12 p.m. to get your money back, and I don't really want to stay there all day by myself miles away just for the sake of it. Over in the corner of the hotel lobby was a little lounge area with a sofa and some armchairs. There was a girl who must not have been much older than 18 or so asleep on the sofa, and you could tell from her appearance that she was sleeping rough and had come inside out of the rain. The hotel reception staff walked over to her and were asking her to leave, which I understand, but I felt horrible for her. I followed her out into the car park and offered her my room key if she promised not to trash the room, and as long as she checked out on time. She agreed, and so I went on my way, not really thinking much about it other than how she wouldn't have to sleep outside in the rain. I spoke to my brother later on and he informed me that if something bad happened to her in the room then it would be on me, so I was panicked all last night. I tried calling the hotel to tell them of the situation but couldn't get through. Well, they called me this morning and it turns out that she didn't only trash the room but that she also urinated in the hallway, tried to smash the vending machine, and was in general a disturbance to other guests. The hotel informed me that I'd have to pay for any damage, and the reception lady gave me a very stern lecture about why they don't just give people rooms when they show up like that. Lesson learned, but at least an 18-year-old girl didn't have to sleep outside in the rain and be open to any number of dangerous situations for a night, I suppose. Tifu by trusting a dentist. Tifu, obligatory. This actually happened over the past several weeks by asking a new dentist if they took my insurance. The receptionist politely said yes, and I was stoked as they were right down the street from me. Go in for my consultation and they tell me I need a deep cleaning because my gum health has deteriorated to the point of bone loss. No biggie. I've got dual coverage, so throw the book at me. The way this office works is I pay up front, and they bill the insurance for me. I will receive a check in the mail from my insurer to reimburse me. I come back for my first round of deep cleaning. It is mildly painful, but my teeth are super awesomely clean afterward. The hygienist is super knowledgeable and lovely. I have a good time and look forward to my next visit. I also get a water pick and go all in on my new life of proper gum care. Hey race, where I begin to realize my foo. I get 4 checks in the mail, 2 for each visit because I have dual coverage, all of which amount to a fraction of the cost that I paid. Slightly worried, but not sweating it too bad since I need this procedure. I go in for my next round of cleaning, which will finish me off. I let the receptionist know and she tells me to bring in the invoice so she can fight it. I go on my merry way to get the rest done. Pay $720 for that day, and am super stoked on my clean gums. Log into Delta Dental and things start to click for me that they are not in network, and I am going to have to pay 90% of the costs. The cherry on top is that I really like them, and now I have to find a new dentist and go through another consultation with painful x-rays, which I will likely have to pay for out of pocket since I have had the procedure done recently. Moral of the story is to either verify your dentist is in network with your insurer or specifically ask them if they are in your network. They will of course say that they accept your insurance because technically they do. Tifu, by possibly getting my 5th grade teacher fired. This is thinking years back, 2007 to 2008 in fact. Back to when I was in 5th grade, which is probably one of my worst, yet most memorable year in elementary school. I had this awful teacher that would just hand out detentions if a student didn't do or understand the homework. Partially out of spite, I never did my homework because of this. I also didn't do it because I didn't understand it more than half the time. Every detention we were given a yellow slip. Towards the end of the year, everyone would compare how many they got, and I had the most, clocking in at 87 detentions. I was flaunting that 5th grade big energy for sure. In hindsight, this probably really pushed the teacher's buttons, especially because I took pride in how many I had. Eventually, the principal caught wind of the student that had 87 detentions, thanks to my teacher reporting it, and came questioning as to why. I told her my teacher isn't very good at teaching, I don't understand the homework and therefore can't do it. Her response was, "And she gives you detention for this," to which I answered, "Yeah, check out all these yellow slips," each one citing student did not complete homework as I pridefully displayed them to her. The principal could immediately see how flawed the system was, absolutely furious with my teacher. Apparently there was a big school conference about it, and my teacher got into trouble, apparently almost losing her job. The principal even held a small meeting with me and my parents. We ended up making a secret plan without the teacher knowing. At the end of every school year, the principal held a big assembly for the 5th graders, seeing them off before middle school, and handing out academic awards in the auditorium. I ended up received one for the most detentions ever received by a student, setting a school record. My teacher received one for the most detentions given to a single student, also setting a school record. This was meant more so to embarrass the teacher. It was the moment the entire school looked at her judgingly for giving a single student that many detentions. I was actually applauded for my 87 days of service. The principal even did a big speech and used this as an example about perseverance. Her speech went something like this. In life, there will be many challenges, many of which can beat you down. But no matter how many times you're beaten down, if you're always willing to rise up and face the challenge, then you will always succeed. In the words of Rocky Balboa, which was paraphrased a bit to keep it children-friendly, challenges aren't all sunshine and rainbows, they can be very difficult. In the years to come, you will all see many difficult challenges. Nothing hits as hard as a tough challenge. They can beat you down and keep you down if you let them. It's not all about just facing a tough challenge, it's about how hard you can get hit by them and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. This accomplishment is a great example of that feat. My teacher stood up, abruptly leaving the auditorium in embarrassment and anger, slamming the door behind her. Nobody's seen her for the remaining couple of days left in the school year. It's assumed that she quit, but no one ever heard anything more. Rumors circulated that she picked up a new job in corrections, others said she works as a superintendent for another school. Whatever she's doing, I wish her well. For those of you who are wondering, I did manage to pass 5th grade, but just barely. The teacher had a half-credit rule for all missed assignments that I took advantage of. I thought of my detentions as a study hall. Detention was always held in the library. Thankfully, the librarian whom I became really close to throughout the school year was really nice, and helped me complete as well as understand most of my late homework assignments. Thanks to her, I did exceptionally well on quizzes and tests. I recommended her for the Teacher of the Year award. Sadly, she didn't get it. However, she was runner-up. She was the best. And retired happily a couple of years later. I still see her from time to time as she lives a town over from me.